Hey guys, this is NK back with a new tech video and welcome back to the channel. In this video, we will be talking about my experiment about going to an old iPhone over a new Android device. So let me tell you from the beginning what happened. Actually, I took a Poco F1 from Xiaomi. It was a great device. Looking at the specification, I was blown out because it was rocking with the latest Snapdragon 845 chipset with 6 gigabytes of RAM. We had a 8 gigabyte model, but I went for 6 gigabyte one due to the budget. And also the screen was really good. I mean, the massive display, the camera were also performing very well, etc, etc. The things were going very smooth. Before continuing the story, I will tell you that I'm not a very powerful user like others. Like, I have seen people use their devices mainly for gaming, camera centric, etc, etc. For me, my phone is a main tool for gaining knowledge and taking few Instagram photos and using it for media. I am not kind of a great camera guy and I don't even play much games. I used to play, but now it has been reduced by a big much, and now I have only one for game on my device, and that too is for whenever I am very bored and I have nothing to do while traveling. I use it while that moment itself, nothing else more. That one. Now continuing the story, I used the phone for a quiet time. I was very impressed with the performance as well as the speed, the camera quality, etc, etc. But the display, I used to feel like, okay, it's a good quality display, but sometimes I used to see feel like grace tint, but I used to ignore such facts. And coming towards the camera, the dual camera used to perform really good on Poco F1, and everything was really great. But what happened, after 1.5 years of usage, the phone started to stutter a bit. Like, it I used to feel like pinch of lag. Like, as you can see, when your video is running at 60 frames per second, all of a sudden it starts for something like 22 fps, something like that. But I used to ignore because it was not mattering much for me because I was not that frequent user, so it was okay for me. But after a few days, I started to see a hardware issue in that one, and for that technical hardware issue, I had to ditch that phone and go for a new one. Because this time I was going for a new device, I thought, instead of going for another Android device, because I was running on a very tight budget, I went for an old iPhone. Yes, not the latest iPhone. I went with an old used iPhone. I got it from my own cousin. um, he had a new device, so he was ready to give me his old iPhone 6s to me. Yes, I took an iPhone 6s. I am a person who is coming from iPhone SE, the old one, not the new iPhone SE, the old iPhone SE. Technically, both the phones share the same specification. The only few things I got here is OIS on the camera and a bit better front camera, bigger display, and 3D touch, etc, etc. Now it was technically downgrade for me, because from a 6 gigabyte model I came down to a 2 GB RAM phone. I came from a 6-inch infinite display kind of a thing to a normal 16:9 aspect ratios display, 4.7-inch display. So, and the battery, that Poco F1 had 4000 mAh of battery, and this one counts around 1800 mAh, something around that one. But actually, it was not a downgrade for me. It became a kind of an upgrade. What I did after I took this iPhone 6s to try out things properly, I actually took out my old iPhone 5s and a iPad from my dad. Yes, my dad owned an old iPad, so I took that one also. I logged in to all these three devices with my email ID and password. So all the three devices were connected. Immediately I got addicted to this one, because what happened is, when I'm watching movie on my iPad, if any text comes to my iPhone, that will be replicated on my iPad too. So I can immediately reply to those texts from the iPad itself. So no need to go and get the phone again and text them back. I can immediately replicate it back on my iPad itself. And sometime what happened in India, we have a kind of a network issue. So I used to switch between my iPhone 6s and iPhone 5s. This is happening. So if I have a network issue on my iPhone 6s, then immediately that previous call log used to be saved on my iPhone 5s within few seconds. So because of that, what I used to happen is, I was thinking that I am resuming my entire iPhone 6s log on my old iPhone 5s. So it was just a few taps away. I no need to open my iPhone, copy the number or even search for it. It is just present on the top. Just one click away from the call button, or even text or even photos were automatically backed up. Even on Android it is available. If you log in with the same account and if you use Google Photos and all, it will be resumed. But still, the ecosystem that Apple has created, it is seamless. Like within a milliseconds of time, everything is replicated and you are good to go. Like if there is a very important thing that you are doing on your phone and your phone has died, don't worry, your second phone is ready to do it. And if you have a MacBook with you, then the fun is extended for a big margin. Yes, MacBook, like even your messages can be replicated there, your calls can be received from your MacBook, everything can be done. You can even do FaceTime with your MacBook itself. So that is a kind of a thing that I got addicted to it. And this is not the main thing we are here to listen. We are here to know about 5-year-old phone, how is it able to perform even today. Can you go for that one? And I was like, yes, I am happy to go back to iPhone 6s from a Poco F1 which was launched just few years back. So I was like, this phone is practically 5-year-old phone rocking old chipset, and the software optimization is so good with the hardware that it is able to perform seamlessly. Even today it can play games peacefully, it can take some really good photographs. Little bit of editing is required here and there, but listen to me, if you take the photograph from the rear camera, it's even today really awesome. And coming towards the display, the display quality is really good. If you see, the latest iPhone SE is also rocking with the same size display and same quality, same hardware itself, and the blacks are really good. The display, I was impressed with it. I will tell you, leaving the screen size from the Poco F1, the iPhone display was much better than the Poco F1 if you ask me, because the quality. And if Poco F1 users will be knowing that the Poco F1 had a screen bleeding issue for a bit. So considering all that one, and also Apple may be having some issues with some Android user, because some of my friends don't actually prefer going for an Apple device. They think going for a phones like OnePlus or Xiaomi or Samsung, it's really good. But for me, again, it comes down to the point, like for a long time I have to use that device. I don't want to change it frequently. I don't want to invest money on a phone every year, because if I purchase a phone this year, I want at least it to run with me for 2 years without any issue. But on Android device it is not like that, especially with few Samsung devices I have seen from my parents and all. It is like they purchase it today, within 6 months it has started to show its age. 6 months is a very short period. And my Poco F1 was really good, but again at the 1 year cycle it was showing its age, but I was okay with it. But iPhone, as soon as I took it, even though it is a used one and coming from 2015, it is performing even well today. That is the level of optimization. If you are a kind of a person who likes to invest on one device and want to use it for quite a long time, then iPhone is a choice. I am not talking about the applications, the software, this thing, that thing. In terms of hardware, the quality that Apple is providing to the customers and the service they provide is really good. So if you are a kind of a person who wants a very stable phone which can last you for a long time, you don't care about a great quality camera, like to perform best quality and all, then this is okay, you can go for it. And talking about another thing, if you purchase a phone that is like iPhone 11, 11 Pro Max, anything today, so you can expect it to run till 2025 or even 2026. So that's the level of quality they are providing. So if you purchase the latest iPhone, even you are spending like around a lakh rupee, but at the coming 25-year cycle you are using it. And if you are a power user, then you are making a lot of good decisions over here. Now instead, if you gone for some other device, I don't think they will be lasting for that long, because I have compared iPhone 6s with Samsung Galaxy Note 5, which was released at the same time, almost same year. The Note 5 was coming with bigger display and a bit better battery and all, but when I used it today, I have used it even today, last year, at that time only I was able to see the age of the battery, the apps were struggling. There was no software update, and I needed to charge the device at least thrice or four times a day. Yes, the battery issue was there because drawing that big display and the display was really beautiful. There is no doubt about Samsung great quality display panels, but the overall performance of the phone, I don't think I can be using that phone as my daily driver in 2020. So if you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel because I'll be bringing such videos. Thanks for watching.